Good afternoon, everybody. This is Nel Carajo again, and today is Saturday. So it means it's Luminaire Selection Day. Okay, so right now I am working as a lighting designer at KEO Insight, and one of the landscape architect asked me what is really the right way to light up the kids' play area with a canopy like this one. I mentioned that there are so many ways, but there are some considerations to do that before we proceed. Okay, so for example, this canopy with the playground, usually you can find this one usually in the Middle East where for every kids playground there is a canopy like this one, and most of the time the kids still use the playground during the nighttime. And then the landscape architect decided to light up this playground during the nighttime so the kids can still use the playground during the nighttime. And then they asked me how to light it up this canopy properly, because most of the time they light up the canopy from the pole and then bounce the light to the canopy going down round. It's like an indirect lighting. Okay, let's go and do some sketches. Okay, so most of the time the technique is like you're going to put a light here and then create a indirect lighting effect. So similar like this. Yep. And then bouncing down to the ground. But I already observed when I was in Dubai that most of the time this luminaire is filled with dust. So to protect the luminaire from filling up dust on it, it's not applicable to do this technique, because later on, maybe after 6 months, the light will become lesser because of the dust accumulating on the inverted luminaire. So for this kind of technique, I suggested to use an asymmetric beam, because it also needs to consider the glare to the kids. They also asked me what is the exact lux value requirements for a kids play area, because it's not included in the lighting standard. Because for an indoor kids play area, they require 200 lux, but for the outdoor, I suggested to use 75 to 100 lux because it's for kids safety. And to do that, you will need a asymmetric beam optic floodlight, not decorative fitting for this one, because previously they used decorative fitting like up and down luminaire, which is they don't understand that that is not correct. Because if you use an up and down luminaire, say for example here, this is the up and down luminaire, that fitting will only goes to the canopy and also on the ground, which is not the correct one, because um, your idea or your intention or your goal is to create a light on the playground and not on the pole. So this one is a no-no because it accumulates dust. This one is also a no-no because it's not the right one, because your intention is to light the ground, not the canopy and the pole. Okay, so what is the correct one then? So the correct one is when you have this kind of canopy, you need to have at least 75 lux on the ground. And then the best way to do that is to use an asymmetric beam floodlight, because it will highlight the ground and not the canopy. And also it focus on the playground. Yeah, it focus on the playground. It doesn't have glare to the kids. You might be thinking, what about the canopy? Because it's a nice structure to light it up. Yeah, maybe you have the option to do that, like if you want to highlight the canopy. But for a kids play area, the canopy or the light aesthetic is not for the canopy, but for the kids playing in the area. So it's much better to first comply with the function rather than the aesthetic. So if you can have other option to highlight the canopy without accumulating dust, then it's okay. But the intention is always for safety and security of the kids playing in the area, not to make this canopy beautiful. Okay? So the correct solution that I mentioned is to have an asymmetric floodlight to lessen the glare, and then to make sure that the kids are safety playing in this area. So forget the canopy for now, and then focus on the kids' safety. So how to select the luminaire, because our topic is the luminaire selection, is go to some floodlights and then select with asymmetric beam optic or a flat beam if you know some floodlights. Maybe you can still have some decorative like this one, but make sure it's a flat beam or asymmetric beam. So let's go and try this one. And then you can see some optics here. And if you cannot find one, maybe you can have the very wide beam. Yeah, the VW, or the very wide beam. And say, for example, you want to try the very wide beam. Say, for example, we have this 38 watts. And if we want to use the very wide beam, let's go and save it. And you can see now this is the optic and it looks okay. But if you can have the flat beam is much better because it's less glary. To have this flat beam, it looks like this. Let's go and check something else. Okay, so this one is a little asymmetric, the one you're seeing right now. Yeah, so its focus is on the ground. And the lux value for this one is, it's only 51 lux. And originally, if we can have higher wattage here, so we can reach the 75 lux. Or maybe we can add more lights, or we can select a higher wattage. Okay, to select the asymmetric beam that I'm telling is, look at this one. It should be, the photometric effect should be something like this. Yeah, there is one side that has the optics, like one side. And if you want a less glary luminaire, you can have something like this. Yes, a more flat beam like this. It's much better. Okay, so, but you can see this one is not aesthetically pleasing, but it's more functional in kids play area. So if you found something that is something with this optic with a little decorative style of luminaire, then that is the perfect for your kids play area. Okay, so yes, so that's it for now for our luminaire selection. I will show you later on with other projects on how to light up a kids play area. Okay, so see you again on the next video.